The Young and the Restless spoilers. Friday's full episodes. The 26th of June, 2026. Welcome back to our channel. Everyone, today is a beautiful day to dive right back into the absolute madness that is Genoa City. We have so much to unpack today, and honestly, I am still trying to process half of what we just watched. So grab a huge cup of coffee, get comfortable, and let's get straight into it because the drama is absolutely off the charts right now. And let's just start with the absolute mess happening over at the Newman family. So Victor is once again doing what Victor does best, which is cornering people and demanding answers while pretending he just cares so much. He is pressing Victoria and Claire so hard, just staring them down with that classic Victor Newman intimidation tactic. He literally tells them, "You two are hiding something, and I want to know what it is." Like he has some divine right to every single secret in the world. And honestly, it is so exhausting to watch him play this game. Sometimes I have to step back and just look at the bigger pattern here. Victor always has to be the puppet master. He always has to know everything. But then Nikki comes walking down the stairs, and she just glares at him. You can see the absolute exhaustion and fury in her eyes. Victor tries to play the doting, worried husband. He says he can see how worried Victoria and Claire are, and he just wants to help. Help? Can you believe this guy? We all know what he's been doing behind the scenes. He's been using her medical crisis to liquidate her assets and steal her Newman Enterprises shares. So him standing there acting like husband of the year is just sickening. But Nikki is not having it today. She looks him dead in the eye and tells him her health has absolutely nothing to do with him. And then she just walks out with Victoria right behind her. Good for her. Seriously. But of course, Victor doesn't just let it go. He turns his sights right back onto Claire. He uses Nikki's fear against her. He tells Claire that what she just heard was her grandmother's fear talking, and that is exactly why Claire needs to be honest with him. It's such a manipulative move. He knows Claire is desperate for family approval and stability. But Claire actually holds her ground for a minute. She tells him she can't tell him anything, and he just storms off. It's a small victory for Claire, but you know it's not going to last. So then Holden Novak shows up, and Holden is dealing with his own massive family drama right now with Malcolm and Stephanie, but he actually gives Claire some really heavy advice. Claire is visibly upset, just completely torn up about what to do. She tells Holden that Victor is pressuring her, but she cannot betray Nikki's trust. It's tearing her apart. And Holden just looks at her and asks a really profound question. He asks if she really wants to carry this massive secret, knowing it's going to come out eventually anyway. He asks, or would your grandmother want you and your grandfather to face this together? And you can just see the wheels turning in Claire's head. She's young. She's been through so much trauma, and she just wants to do the right thing. And that conversation with Holden completely breaks her resolve. So Claire heads over to the ranch. Victor is there, demanding to know what she's doing. And Claire just breaks down and tells him the truth. She says, as her husband, you need to know. And then she drops the absolute bomb. She tells Victor about Nikki's brain tumor, a tumor resting right on her optic nerve. Claire actually says the words, "Grandpa, she could go blind." And honestly, my heart just stopped during this scene. We knew the headaches were bad. We knew she was terrified she was dying. But hearing it said out loud like that is just brutal. And now Victor knows. What is he going to do with this information? Is he going to actually support her, or is he going to use this to accelerate his hostile takeover of her estate? Knowing Victor, it's probably the latter. It's just so dark. What were they thinking making Victor this ruthless right now? Who actually believes this is going to end well for their marriage? Meanwhile, Nikki and Victoria are sitting at a cafe in the park. Victoria's practically begging her mother at this point. He tells Nikki, Dad needs to know. But Nikki is so fiercely independent and so deeply angry right now. She tells Victoria that she is furious and she cannot bring Victor into this right now. She literally says, it diminishes me. And wow, that is such a powerful statement. Nikki has spent her entire life being defined by Victor, being saved by Victor, being destroyed by Victor, and right now facing potentially going blind or dying. She just wants to hold on to whatever dignity and autonomy she has left, but her body is betraying her. Right there in the middle of the cafe, she gets hit with another blinding, agonizing headache. Her vision starts blurring again. The panic on her face is just heartbreaking. Uh, she grabs Victoria and demands to be taken to the hospital immediately. It's terrifying. I really hope the writers don't actually make her go blind, but it feels like we are heading right toward a massive medical emergency. Okay, let's pivot over to Crimson Lights because Nick Newman is going through his own absolute hell right now. Nick is sitting there talking to Sharon, and you can just feel the heaviness radiating off of him. Sharon asks if he just got back from a meeting, and Nick admits that he did, and it wasn't a fun one. He tells Sharon that the meetings are just exhausting, even when he doesn't speak. And then he gets really, really vulnerable. He confesses that he keeps having these intense dreams about using again. He says in his dreams, he always gives in to the temptation. Every single time. He wakes up feeling stupid, realizing he got nothing out of it, and he is just drowning in guilt and shame. It is such a raw, realistic depiction of addiction recovery. After that horrific crash in Vegas and the fentanyl, Nick is genuinely traumatized by his own mind. And Sharon, bless her, is exactly who he needs right now. She tells him he can do this. She is so steady, so supportive. But then Mariah calls Sharon, so Nick steps out onto the patio to give her some privacy. And who is sitting right there on the patio? His old drug dealer, just sitting there like a spider, waiting for a fly. The dealer looks at Nick and says, "You look stressed. Can I help?" My stomach literally dropped. This is exactly the kind of test Nick does not need right now. His brain is already betraying him in his sleep, and now the temptation is sitting right in front of him in broad daylight. But Nick actually steps up. He looks at the guy and says he doesn't need him. Not now, not ever. It was such a triumphant moment. But honestly, how long can Nick stay strong? The pressure is mounting from every single side. And speaking of pressure, let's talk about the absolute audacity of Matt Clark. So Matt strolls right into the shadow room. Noah's new club. The club Noah built to start a fresh chapter. And Matt just walks in like he owns the place. Noah just stares at him. And you can see the pure, unadulterated hatred in Noah's eyes. Matt actually tries to make small talk. He says the smell here is better than the version in L.A. And then he has the nerve to apologize for what he did to Noah in the past. Are you kidding me? A simple sorry for all the trauma. Noah is shaking with rage. He tells Matt that his apology is completely meaningless. And then Noah drops a direct threat. He says, "You are beyond saving, and if you hurt anyone I care about, I will kill you myself." And I believe him. Noah is usually the calm one, but Matt brings out the absolute worst in this family. But Matt just smirks. He hides behind Victor's name. He tells Noah that Victor's giving him a chance to prove himself, So why won't Noah give him a chance? Noah flat out refuses. And honestly, who can blame him? But then, out of nowhere, Phyllis Summers walks in. And what does Phyllis do? She defends Matt. Yes, you heard me right. Phyllis, who just recently had Matt tied up in a dark cellar trying to force a confession out of him, is now publicly defending him in front of Noah. What on earth is her game here? Is she playing some twisted long con? Or is she just trying to stick it to the Newmans? Whatever it is chaotic even for Phyllis. She and Matt end up leaving together, leaving Noah just standing there fuming. And if you thought that was weird, it gets even weirder. Phyllis and Matt head over to the GCAC restaurant. They are sitting there, and Matt starts getting all introspective. He tells Phyllis that he knows he is always too much and that he needs to dial it back. And Phyllis, in a rare moment of self-awareness, admits that she has been too much her entire life. There is this bizarre, twisted chemistry happening between them. Two complete wild cards who have destroyed so many lives, just sitting there bonding over being toxic. And then Matt smiles at her. He tells her she is glowing. He says, "You have a very beautiful face, and I'm sure you have a very warm heart." And then he asks her out on a dinner date. A date? Phyllis is absolutely stunned. And honestly, so am I. Is she actually going to say yes to this? Is she going to date the man who has terrorized her friends and family just because Victor is protecting him? Or is she going to use this date to completely destroy him with Phyllis? You literally never know. But I cannot wait to see what she does next. So, yeah, that is where we are at. The Newmans are imploding. Nick is fighting for his sobriety, and Phyllis is getting asked out by a psychopath. Just a normal week in Genoa City. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because my brain is officially fried trying to keep up with all of this. I swear, sometimes I think I should just stop watching, but then they pull me right back in. We'll see how this all plays out tomorrow.